welcome back to my channel. I just finished the last Shatter Me series book in the series Imagine Me this morning, so that was really good and I really enjoyed the series overall. I think I'd give it a 4-star overall with all the books. I don't know, this vlog is not about the Shatter Me series, but I enjoyed it. Let's just say that. It was good. Anyways, so I'm excited to be jumping into The Hunger Games. I've read this before, back when the first book was becoming a movie, and I just bought this again on Facebook Marketplace for $10, and as you can see, it's still wrapped up. So I'm really excited to jump into this, and still waiting for my prequel I pre-ordered to come in, so I'm excited for this. So follow me in this vlog to see how that goes.
Hey!
So we're getting ready to go on a girl date!
Girl date!
Mother-daughter date. Where's the first stop? Where are we going for lunch?
Boston Pizza.
Boston Pizza! And then I gotta mail out a gift for my friend. And then I think we're going for...
Ice cream! Ice cream!
Getting some marble slabs.
And we're also getting our daddy a present.
Yes, it's our anniversary tomorrow, 10 years. And they want to buy him a gift. They bought me a gift. They went on daddy dates yesterday and bought me a gift. So now we're going to find daddy a gift. So let's go on an adventure.
Hi, we're having a little day picnic.
Yeah, we're having our Boston Pizza in the car. It's very exciting. What book have we been listening to, you guys? On audio.
I don't know what it's called.
It's called Fortunately the...
No.
Yeah, by Neil Gaiman. I heard about this one on BookTube, and when I was looking at books for the whole family to listen to, this one popped up, so I was like, oh, it'll be perfect. Are you guys liking it? Stop eating my pizza bread!
I like the vampire.
You like the vampires? How do they talk?
They talk with every word with a W.
Yeah. I like that the Stegosaurus is a time traveler with a floaty ball people basket carrier thing.
It's actually a blimp.
It's a hot air balloon.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are liking it? Would you say it's good for other kids?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Very funny. He opens the portal. He opens a portal. Can you see it? Through space time. And
there's like a hole in the space-time continuum.
Him grabs the milk from himself.
Yeah, like 15 minutes into the future.
And then he said, I'll explain later or something.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Alright, we'll see you next time when we get ice cream.
Hi, we're back with ice cream. I want a different one.
Want a different one?
Yeah, I want that one. Mommy, I want these
Want
two.
birthday party? You want birthday party?
Birthday party in the mid.
In the pistachio?
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy ice cream.
Cheers to 10 years.
10 years, a decade.
We get to
My
celebrate.
hair's getting gray.
Yeah, mine too. We get to celebrate in the back of the van, just chilling out. Don't mind the dirt, but we're just on like a little picnic because it's too cold. It snowed yesterday.
Yeah.
It snowed.
May.
It's May 15th today, and it snowed yesterday. So here's to
COVID anniversary.
COVID anniversary.
All my plans dashed,
What did
thrown
we
into
say?
the wind.
This is whipped. Yeah, my plans too of the paintball. I was gonna wear
the
my wedding
paintball
dress,
would've
and
been
we
good.
were gonna go paintballing with as many of our wedding party as possible. Some of them live kind of far away. Some of them are very pregnant and can't come travel. But
I had a nice B&B planned for us in Edmonton.
yeah, so that would have been fun. But
And the one here is close too.
yeah, so we'll do
It's
that.
flooding.
It doesn't matter. It's just
If it's not
In the
COVID,
end-
it's flooding.
in the end, it's just a date. So
Yeah.
like we can celebrate whenever. But these are whipped chocolate twisted shots, and we never drink. So
Yeah, so we're lightweights.
just like, cheers.
Oh. Tasty.
Oh, I can feel it up my nose.
Tasty, but it's strong.
Cheers.
Just 20%.
page 392 out of 453, 454 pages. So I have like 60-ish pages left to read. So I have been flying through the first Hunger Games book. So I'll probably finish this tonight. It's like 9:40 p.m. So I'll finish this tonight and then start the next one tomorrow. I don't really know what to say about it. I've read it before. So I am enjoying it though and taking notes. It's easy to take notes when you kind of remember what the important people are and stuff. But I know the new book is about President Snow, who hasn't really shown up in this book. But so I want to keep tabs on President Snow and all that happens throughout the books because it's been a while, even since I've watched the movies. And then I've put little tabs on places and spoilers for Hunger Games because I've read it before. Well, this is the rule change when two people from the same district can win, or when Rue dies, which is very sad. Or I put a note like Katniss, the girl on fire, things like that. But I'm enjoying it. It's a really easy read. Like, it's pretty thick and 454 pages, but the words are pretty big and like spaced out. Plus it's a YA scholastic novel, so it is an easy read. Plus I've read it before and I've seen the movies, so just get back to reading. For now, I am at the part where the fox face girl dies because she eats the nightlock berries that poison her that PETA was gathering because he didn't know that they were poisonous. And now they're just heading back for the night to the cave where Katniss had found PETA, and they stayed there to heal after like he was injured and fighting infection and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at. So last night I finished Catching Fire. I'm enjoying the reread actually, and I'm gonna start Mockingjay today. I'm excited. And then I'm still waiting for the new one to come out. Not to come out, for me to get it in the mail. It says it's been shipped, but it's, I don't know where it is. I decided to try and do some like Girl on Fire makeup today. My thoughts, I'm enjoying the books. I've read them before. When I read them, there was like a few months, and then the first movie came out, and then like a year later, the next movie and stuff. So there was definitely a gap between reading the books and the movie. With the first movie, there was definitely parts where I was like, oh, that's different or that's different, but whatever. But my husband and I decided to watch the movies because they're on Netflix. So we decided to watch them, and I was watching The Hunger Games after reading The Hunger Games, like right after. So I'm like, that's different, that's different, that's different. Obviously, there's a lot more detail in the books than in the movies. And there's a few differences. Like, for the most part, I'm okay with them. And the movies are good, right? My husband and I will probably start watching Catching Fire tonight after he gets home from work. And yeah, I'm going to jump into Mockingjay because I want to get right into the Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes or something like that. Anyways, the one thing I see on Twitter a lot about the Hunger Games is that Gale, there should have never been the love triangle between Gale, PETA, and Katniss. I mentioned that to my husband, and he's like, but then it wouldn't be a YA dystopian novel if you didn't have the love triangle. I agree that it could go without the love triangle, without the interest in Gale whatsoever, but I can also understand it, and it's been a few years since I've read Mockingjay, but Gale doesn't really show up a whole lot in the first two books. It's more like the scenes with him at the beginning of the Hunger Games and how he like takes Pram away from Katniss when she volunteers to be tribute, and then he agrees to like help take care of her family and stuff like that. And then in the second book, in Catching Fire, when he's like whipped in the square and stuff like that, and you see that interaction between him and Katniss and stuff. But for the most part, Gale doesn't play a huge role. It's more in Katniss's internal struggle with choosing between him and Peeta kind of thing. And I can understand the feelings that develop between her and Gale, because she meets Gale at a very emotionally intense time in her life after her father dies, and she has to provide for her family, and she's out like hunting in the woods, and then Gale comes into her life. They work together and end up trusting each other and becoming hunting partners, and she relies on him, he relies on her, they work together, and they have like this system and friendship worked out together, and it's mutually beneficial for them. And I can understand being together in those times, you could develop feelings for someone. And did they have to make it that way? No, obviously not. Suzanne Collins could have chosen just to make him platonic friendship, but she didn't, for whatever reason. And I also understand, like, Peeta comes into her life. He's not completely unknown because of the whole scene with the bread when she's starving like 5 years previously, and he throws the bread to her from his bakery or whatever and helps her out. And he's always noticed her, but she's kind of just noticed him in the background. But having that experience in the games and trying to keep each other alive, and even though a lot of what Katniss did was part of the games and playing to the crowd and trying to get sponsors and get gifts and stuff and please Haymitch and stuff like that, there's still going to be that connection because you've gone through something so traumatic together, and there's no way to come out of a traumatic event like that without some kind of bond with that person. And because they were playing up the romantic angle of it for the games, then I can understand her conflicting feelings between being with Peeta versus Gale. Like I said, I can understand that the friendship aspect with Gale could turn to romantic feelings if she allowed it. But the books, for the most part, in the first 2 books anyways, it's more her conflict between how Gale would feel about her relationship with Peeta versus like her relationship with Gale. I don't know. The love triangle thing doesn't really bother me, and that's not a huge focus of the books. It's more just adds that little bit of conflict, but it's more them trying to beat the games, be part of the Hunger Games, and fighting against the Capitol and starting a revolution and stuff like that. I was asking my husband when we finished watching the first Hunger Games movie, like 2 nights ago, if he thought, because that was the 74th Hunger Games. So when the first, second, third Hunger Games was about, were they like instantly all about killing each other and brutal and, you know, last man standing kind of thing? Or did they start the games? And I think I was thinking that a little bit because reading Catching Fire, they're all victors that go into the Quarter Quell, the 75th Hunger Games. All the victors get chosen. So first of all, they're not supposed to be chosen at all. There's that camaraderie between the victors there and stuff. So when they go into the arena, some of them are there like fight, kill, get out on top, be the victor. But some of them are like, these are my friends, and they don't want to have to kill off other victors. Alliances are formed at the very beginning when the Hunger Games starts, and there's another secret agenda going on at the same time that like Katniss and Peeta don't know about. With the first Hunger Games and stuff, was it like that? Were they, because the districts would have been a little bit more separated, right? So you don't get a lot of like District 12 goes and visits District 11 or anything like that. There's not a lot of connection between the different districts. But when the first Hunger Games was there, were they like, do we really have to kill each other? Like, we're kids. Why do we have to fight like our parents' battles kind of thing? Or were they instantly just, yeah, this is the way it is, and I'm going to fight for my life? And my husband's like, well, when you read the prequel, maybe it'll answer that question. And I said, I doubt it, because it doesn't take place during the first Hunger Games. I guess it takes place during the 10th Hunger Games, which is still pretty early on, and I've heard some pretty good things about it from other people who have read it, so I'm excited to see what is said about it anyways, even though we're not going back to the first, or even the uprisings that would have caused the Hunger Games to come into play. That would have been cool, but maybe that's talked about a little bit more in the prequel, but we'll see. Anyways, that's where I'm at with my thoughts. The love triangle thing doesn't really bother me, and I can understand it, and it's also not a huge focus in the book, so that's okay. And I've been writing and taking some notes. This needs to be cleaned really bad, but in my little unicorn thing, it's like magnetic, and I've been taking some notes for the Hunger Games and writing down like people that are important and stuff like that. So it does kind of take me out. I don't normally annotate my books and stuff unless it is a nonfiction and I'm like highlighting passages that I like. But I've been trying to do it with the Hunger Games as a reread, but it really does take you out of the book. And there's so many times I've stopped and been like, I should highlight this, I should do this, I should do that. And I'm like, no, I just want to keep reading. So it does kind of take you out a little bit if you're trying to take notes. But then I've seen people on Twitter and Instagram be like, if I'm not writing on my book and highlighting and taking notes or whatever, then I'm not interacting with the text and I'm not engaging with the story. So they feel like if they're not annotating their books, they're not engaging with it. And I can understand that, but for me, I just want to read it. I should write out my thoughts and stuff, but I'm terrible at it, and that's why I can barely remember the books I've read. So I'm hoping to do that a little bit more. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm going to start editing my Hunger Games video and do some writing on Catching Fire before I jump into Mockingjay. So I am on Mockingjay. I'm on part 2. So it's taking me a little bit longer to get through this one than the other 2. I kind of got through those ones pretty quick, like within 3 days each. This one's taking me a little bit longer. I think I just wore myself out reading them so fast and watching the movies, but I am enjoying it and I'm hoping to get it done quickly. My brother-in-law is on his way here from Edmonton, which is a 5-hour drive, with his 3 kids. So my kids are so excited. The cousins, there's a bit of an age gap. They are 14 and 15 or 16 years old, and my kids are 8, 6, and 4 years old. So there's a little bit of an age gap there, but they still have lots of fun with their nieces or their cousins, my nieces. They like their nephew, but he's 16 and not really interested in playing with little kids. So I don't know how much reading I'll get done with them around, but hopefully be able to at least finish this. And I'm still waiting for the new Hunger Games book to come in. I don't know what's taking so long, but I'm also listening to The Silent Patient. My friend wanted to do an audiobook together and she had that one on hold, like that one had come in, so I was like, sure, let's do that. And I'm actually quite enjoying it. I have a little bit under 2 hours left, and I thought it was gonna be more about the psychotherapist trying to get this patient to talk. This woman shoots her husband and then goes silent and stops talking and ends up in a psychiatric ward. Anyways, the psychotherapist joins the team where she's at. He gets hired on staff at the Institute and he wants to get her to talk, obviously. And I thought the book was going to be just more driving you insane, trying to get this girl to talk, and his, like, just told from his point of view and his frustrations trying to get this woman to talk who hasn't talked in like 6 years. It's more like he's being the detective to try and figure out what happened with the shooting and stuff like that. Like, did she kill her husband? Why did she kill her husband? Why did she stop talking after killing her husband? All this stuff. And he's acting more like the detective, so I really like that. And you also get a little bit of her point of view from the past leading up to her shooting her husband, because she kept a journal and it's narrated in like her voice, and then there's a different narrator for his voice, so that's really cool. And I'm quite enjoying it. My friend said she liked it. She finished it way before me because she doesn't have kids. It's definitely like a rated R, or at least mature content anyways. Hard to listen to with the kids around, but I was just playing a little bit of Animal Crossing outside, tanning, as you can hear the vehicles driving by, enjoying some of the sunshine, getting a nice tan, and playing Animal Crossing while listening to the book. But I'm actually getting quite hot, so I think I'll move inside now. Yeah, not as far in Mockingjay as I hoped, but hopefully get through it in the next couple days here. And my husband and I just watched the first 2 movies, The Hunger Games and the Catching Fire movies, and I enjoy them, but reading the book and then watching the movie right after, I just keep talking about all the things that are wrong and seeing all the, not the plot holes, but all the things that are left out of the movies. And my poor husband's just listening to me say, like, in the book they did this, and in the book they did this, and this is different in the book. But he's also seen the movies before when they originally came out in theaters, so hopefully it's not too annoying for him. That's my little update, and I'll probably end this vlog. I'll give my last few thoughts probably on Catching Fire once I finish that, or Mockingjay once I finish that, but I won't read the new book in this vlog because it's already getting long. I'm trying to keep my videos like under 20 minutes, but I talk a lot. So anyways, that's my little mini update, and I'll see you later. So I finished Catching Fire last night. I was trying to finish it for the 28th, but I finished it at like 12:05 a.m. on the 29th. So I would still kind of count it as the 28th, though technically it was the 29th, but I finally finished it. I was trying to take notes about the different Hunger Game books as I was reading them, and I have the Hunger Games, May 14th to the 17th, 454 pages, and I wrote down like it was the 74th Hunger Games kind of thing, and I wrote down some of the key people like Katniss, Effie, Haymitch, when they kiss their fingers and do like the symbol or whatever, what that means, which is thanks, admiration, and goodbye to a loved one is what that means in District 12. PETA, obviously. What a Mockingjay is, which Jabberjay was a mutt made by the Capitol that ended up breeding with mockingbirds and creating the Mockingjay. And then I wrote down like the districts, but I'm gonna have to Google it because I didn't get like what District 1 or 2 does. 3 is like electronics. I know 1 makes stuff for the Capitol. And I noticed a lot in the Hunger Games, Katniss talks like Districts 1, 2, and 4 are usually where the career pack comes from. 1, 2, and 4, they're favored by the Capitol. 1, 2, and 4. When she talks about the careers and things like that, she always talks about 1, 2, and 4. I'm like, what about 3? Where's 3? What did 3 do wrong? 4 is fishing. I didn't get 5 or 6. 7, lumber and paper, which is where we see Joanna in the second Hunger Games. 8, 9. District 10 is like livestock, like farmers, I guess. District 11 is agriculture, so where District 10 is farming, like animals. And then District 12, of course, is coal mining. And then in Catching Fire, I added little stickers because I bought a whole ton of stickers. I actually just got this from Amazon. I'm an adult with a sticker collection album, which I just got, so I didn't add anything yet. But I'll do maybe like a flip through video of this. But it's so pretty, and it's a very grown up 30-ish year old sticker album. And then Catching Fire, my book is 472 pages, May 18th through the 22nd. Talks about things that President Snow did, like coming to Katniss's place, telling her to convince him of her love for PETA. In District 11, they all do like the finger thing, and one of the guys whistles and then he's shot and stuff as they're leaving the victory like stage and stuff, the victor stage. Uprisings in District 8, just like notes like that. And then who some of the key players are again. Finnick. When I was pregnant with my third baby, we didn't know if it was a boy or girl, and I thought I really liked the name Finnick, and that's come up again since rereading it, and we never found out the gender of any of our kids, so we just like put names out there, both boy-girl names. Finnick was one, and I put that on Facebook. I was like, what does everyone think of the name Finnick? And everybody hated it. They're like, it seems too finicky to me. Oh, he's gonna be finicky. Oh, everyone's gonna call him finicky, blah blah blah. And I was like, I guess, but my husband likes the shortened version of it, Finn, and I also like Finn is okay. Like, I'm okay with the shortened version of it. Even if it sounds finicky, I still just, I don't know, I like it and I associate it with the character. Joanna Mason from District 7, Nuts and Volts, Wyrus and Beatty, Megs, all that stuff. So, and then I printed off, but my printer sucks apparently, the clock arena in the 75th Hunger Games with the lightning, blood rain, poison fog, monkey mutts, jabberjays, unknown, beast. We don't really know what that is. They just assume it was a beast. Unknown, tidal wave, and insect mutts. So I thought that was kind of cool or whatever to have like the visual representation of it. And then I read Mockingjay and took this many notes. That's it. I actually just added that I read it May 23rd to May 29th, just after midnight, and it's 455 pages. And it's funny because Mockingjay, I remembered the least amount of that book. Something's happened in there, and I was like, whoa, I forgot that happened. I don't know why I didn't take more notes. I guess I was just sucked into the story. It took me a little bit longer to get through it, and I also listened to The Silent Patient while doing it. I really liked some of the little things that stuck through the whole trilogy, like Buttercup the cat. I just like that Buttercup is like throughout it, and their relationship kind of grows at the very end because of what happens with Prim. They kind of tolerate each other in the end and comfort each other, but I just like it. It's just funny, and he's got such a personality. You know that this is Buttercup, and he just barely tolerates Katniss, and she barely tolerates him, and it's just a funny little thing like throughout the books. I don't know about my feelings about the very end, the epilogue, the little bit there with her and PETA and Gale going off to District 2 and stuff. I don't know, she didn't have to choose who she was going to end up with, if anybody, because Gale made that choice to just stay in District 2 after everything. You didn't see the struggle of why Katniss would pick PETA over Gale or Gale over PETA. It was kind of made for her in the end. I think her and Gale ultimately are better off as friends, probably because they had such a strong friendship in the beginning, and having a romantic relationship can definitely changed things. And so much happened between all of them, and PETA being captured and tortured by the Capitol and injected with the tracker jacker venom and stuff like that. I don't know. I've lost my thoughts on it. I'm not sure how I totally feel. I think so much happened with PETA and his mind towards Katniss and everything like that. It's hard to believe that they would ever get back to a place of truly being in love with one another. Everything that happened in the arena with them and Katniss playing the game and it being like a show for the Capitol and everything like that and for the games, and then PETA having like true and honest feelings for her that wasn't part of the game. It wasn't just an act. And all of that, it seems really hard to, I don't know if they would be together in the end and honestly trust each other, but at the same time, everything that they've been through, I can understand them being together, right? So I don't know how I feel about it. It is a happy ending, kind of, that there's no more games, there's no more fear of President Snow and stuff like that. You'll always live with the trauma and the PTSD and things like that, but you know that there's a better future out there. And her having kids with PETA and stuff, I know that's a big thing a lot of people don't like, but I kind of like that there's a little bit of a happy ending because of all the bad that happened to them and all the crap with the Capitol and President Snow and the games and constantly feeling like a piece in the games and everything like that. They kind of have this happy ending. They've won. They can settle down. They can have a normal life now and not be living in constant fear of the Hunger Games and President Snow and things like that. So I do like that there's a little bit of a happy ending there, and it's not just left with them having to recover from the Hunger Games and all that had happened. So overall, I enjoyed it. I'm still waiting. I'll go check the mail today. Still waiting for my package to come in. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you for watching me on this journey. I'll do another little vlog of me reacting to the new Hunger Games book, and I will talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, all that stuff for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye!